Today I want to talk about 5 things that you can do to improve self-awareness and self-improvement. Number 1, I want you to acknowledge your achievements with evidence. I want you to go back, look at your life and the things that you've done, and take inventory. I'm not very big on looking at the past. I'm not. But there's a time for everything. And in order to grow and expand and discover who you are, you've often got to go back, take inventory of the success that you've had, and pat yourself on the back, especially when you're feeling down, you're feeling disconnected, you've had a recent failure, and you're wondering, where's my life going to go next? It's one of those simple things that if you do it in a fraction of a moment, you'll have an opportunity at least to feel what it felt like. Like, take it in that moment. Get really, really, really present to it. When it happened, who was there? Even if someone that you're no longer with, let's just cover that now. What was the sound? Was there music? See it in color and just hug yourself. Just like literally I remember when I finished my 50-mile marathon. It was dark. I was exhausted. But I just did something I'd never done before. One of my guys came in the last 20 miles with me. And I was just like, I did this thing, man. I ran 50 miles through mountains. Or hills, which were like mountains, because in Chicago it's flat. But you know what that did for me? It sealed it. Not only did it seal it, when I'm challenging or being challenged with something difficult in my life now, I have a reference point that I'm a bad mofo. Because I put the time in. I put the effort in. And I can accomplish anything. What made it significant now that I think about it was at mile 10, I was actually exhausted. For whatever reason, I only slept about 4 hours the night before, and I wanted to rest, but I finished anyway. You see how just taking that in, my face is genuinely lit up, not bragging to you. It's about me reminding me, hey man, it might take a long time to get there. You might even start out behind the 8 ball, but you've already proven you can do it. More importantly, the evidence is like, it's just there. I finished. The training is a whole other conversation that I want to talk about right now. I want to give you the second thing that you can do to help continue to build your self-esteem, excuse me, and get rid of imposter syndrome, okay? Get rid of it. You've done some stuff that has proven you're a rock star. I need you to tap into that. The second thing is practice self-compassion and positive affirmations. Okay, I know you're kind to your best friend and people that you love. That's good. If you have children, you better be kind. I know the world can be challenging, but you better be kind sometimes. We all have. We know what it's like when we see someone who's struggling and it touches our heart. We have compassion toward them. But if you're like me, where you can be hypercritical of yourself, or at least I used to be, you may not have that same grace with yourself. I talk to people all the time who's like, I know how to help coach other people, but when it comes to me, I can't follow through. I need you to have compassion on yourself. You might be doing too much. And what I mean by doing too much is your daily task list may be a wild field of dreams that's like a forest. But the reality is that you don't know the entire forest. You can only attack the path that's right in front of you. And so maybe what you need to do is descale it. Maybe you need to shrink it down to more manageable tasks. And I know, that doesn't appeal to your ego. But I'm trying to help your soul. And if you don't practice self-compassion, your ego is not going to matter. It's going to destroy you. So practice self-compassion with yourself. Be graceful. If you didn't get there, just ask yourself, what happened? What was my distraction? What was my hesitation? Is there anything I could have done differently? Accept that. And then plan to pick it back up at a specified time for a specified amount of time so you can knock it out. The second thing that's a part of that is, again, practicing positive affirmation. When you acknowledge what you've completed and when you love on yourself and be compassionate, you should also follow it with your words in your mouth. I love you, Marquise. You're all right, man. You don't know how to raise ends, but you are definitely in the game, and I'm proud of you for not quitting. What are you proud of? What have you done? You've stuck to it. you didn't quit, that you're proud of. Think about that for just a second. Now you can take that and you can say, hey, Marquise, you're a procrastinator. But I can say, no, I'm not. Having put the discipline in to accomplish a 50-mile race tells me I'm not a procrastinator. So when something shows up that doesn't look like the discipline I exercise there, but it looks like procrastination, I just remind myself, hey man, you're doing all right. Don't let up. You got this. Let's go. Positive self-talk. People say motivation is like a bath. You got to do it every day. So when do we start complaining about baths? Exactly. So every day, positive affirmations are going to be a way to help you. According to science, that stimulation of the positive affirmation causes the brain to expand, causes seeds to be planted, which helps you sort through what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. It releases positive chemicals in your brain so you feel happier, you feel more in tune, you feel more connected, or at least it's possible. And with possibility, you can create anything. The third thing I want you to do is visualize your success and set realistic goals. Now, there's a couple of ways you can visualize your success. One, get yourself a dream board or a vision board. Write down, and maybe you can do this every day. Write a little vision board every day. Find 2 or 3 images. Yeah, it'll take some time, but if you're a visual learner, this is for you. Find 2 or 3 images that just inspire you. I know for me, if I happen to go by a nice neighborhood, I'm inspired by some of the unique creativity homes can have. Never those homes where everything looks the same. I like going in neighborhoods where, people have different expressions of how they would like to share their creativity and the funding that they were able to put into it to bring out the art, the artistic expression of who they are. That's how I want to see it. The art, man, nice houses. That inspires me. And or thinking about the ocean. Right now, I'm thinking about the ocean and I'm reminding myself, because that's what success looks like to me. It looks like me being able to go to the ocean every day, because that's what I want to do until I don't want to do it, and then go back to it. So start visualizing what it looks like long term, but also visualize what it would feel like just to complete the task that's in front of you. That's going to help you get out of imposter syndrome, because you're setting yourself up for success. And then, as I said a moment ago, set some realistic goals, moving towards the thing you visualized on a day-to-day basis, and you're going to get closer. It's just inevitable. One of my coaches, the Rad Marketer, says 1% every day. That's all you got to do. If that's the worst, you're still moving forward. The fourth thing I want you to do, seek constructive feedback and mentorship. I've mentioned this before, but I want to mention it again when talking about imposter syndrome and finding out who you really are. Go to people that know you. Go to people that know you. Spend some time with them. Let them hear about what you're trying to figure out and walk through, and then listen. I'm not saying they're right. I'm saying because they know you, they can offer some value that perhaps you overlooked. And by doing that, you're not making yourself look bad. You're just being smart. If you're not sharing your ideas with people you can trust, if they got skills, take it in. If they don't have skills, why are they in your top 5? Just saying, something for you to think about. Last but not least, embrace the growth mindset and celebrate progress. A growth mindset says, I don't know everything. A growth mindset says, I thought I was going to do it this way, but I've learned something new, therefore I'm going to do it this way. A growth mindset knows when to let things go and transform. I got a project right now. One of the things I want to do with a juice bar company. I want it up now, but it's not ready. So I have a vision of what it looks like, and I had to let it go, not forget about it. Let it go for now so I can focus on other things that need to come more immediately in the future, much more in the near future, and then I'll come back to it. But there's something beautiful about knowing I can let go. It's okay. It's the vision still in me, but I can let go. So embracing that growth mindset allows you to take the step forward. And then, of course, you want to celebrate your progress. Listen, every day you should go to bed in the smallest way, celebrating your progress. If nothing more than 2 to 5 things you can be grateful for. 3 to 5 things to be that you're grateful for that day. Now try to get past having woke up But for some people, because they had a family member who didn't wake up, that family member not waking up for that day, that might work for you. That's important. But really take the time and think about it. Because if you're not doing things on a day-to-day basis, and you are, if you're hanging out with me and you subscribe to my free VIP group and you're in the VIP group, you should be doing things daily that you can be proud of. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how small it is. Celebrate your progress. You're worthy of it. It's the easiest way to honor who you are and get rid of imposter syndrome, because you're celebrating the truth of who you are. This is your coach. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate me too. Click the like button below, subscribe, comment, or share with somebody you love. But at a minimum, join the free VIP group. Peace.